The Nicomachean Ethics of Aristotle.
Read and presented by George Pitropagianakis.
Book 4, Chapter 1.
We will next speak of liberality. Now, this is thought to be the mean state, having for its object matter wealth. I mean, the liberal man is praised not in the circumstances of war, nor in those which constitute the character of perfected self-mastery, nor again in judicial decisions, but in respect of giving and receiving wealth, chiefly the former. By the term wealth, I mean all those things whose worth is measured by money. Now, the states of excess and defect in regard of wealth are, respectively, prodigality and stinginess. The latter of these terms we attach invariably to those who are over-careful about wealth. But the former we apply sometimes with a complex notion, that is to say, we give the name to those who fail of self-control and spend money on the unrestrained gratification of their passions. And this is why they are thought to be most base, because they have many vices at once. It must be noted, however, that this is not a strict and proper use of the term, since its natural etymological meaning is to denote him who has one particular evil, viz., the wasting his substance. He is unsaved, as the term literally denotes, who is wasting away by his own fault, and this he really may be said to be. The destruction of his substance is thought to be a kind of wasting of himself, since these things are the means of living. Well, this is our acceptation of the term prodigality. Again, whatever things are for use may be used well or ill, and wealth belongs to this class. He uses each particular thing best who has the virtue to whose province it belongs, so that he will use wealth best. Who has the virtue respecting wealth, that is to say, the liberal man. Expenditure and giving are thought to be the using of money, but receiving and keeping one would rather call the possessing of it. And so the giving to proper persons is more characteristic of the liberal man than the receiving from proper quarters and forbearing to receive. From the contrary, in fact, generally, doing well by others is more characteristic of virtue than being done well by, and doing things positively honorable than forbearing to do things dishonorable. And anyone may see that the doing well by others and doing things positively honorable attaches to the act of giving, but to that of receiving only the being done well by or forbearing to do what is dishonorable. Besides, thanks are given to him who gives, not to him who merely forbears to receive, and praise even more, again, forbearing to receive, is easier than giving. The case of being too little free-handed with one's own being commoner than taking that which is not one's own. And again, it is they who give that are denominated liberal, while they who forbear to receive are commended not on the score of liberality, but of just dealing, while for receiving men are not, in fact, praised at all. And the liberal are liked almost best of all virtuous characters, because they are profitable to others, and this, their profitableness, consists in their giving. Furthermore, all the actions done in accordance with virtue are honorable and done from the motive of honor, and the liberal man, therefore, will give from a motive of honor and will give rightly. I mean to proper persons, in right proportion, at right times, and whatever is included in the term right giving, and this too with positive pleasure, or at least without pain, since whatever is done in accordance with virtue is pleasant, or at least not unpleasant, most certainly not attended with positive pain. But the man who gives to improper people, or not from a motive of honor, but from some other cause, shall be called not liberal, but something else. Neither shall he be so denominated who does it with pain. This being a sign that he would prefer his wealth to the honorable action, and this is no part of the liberal man's character. Neither will such an one receive from improper sources, because the sort receiving is not characteristic of one who values not wealth. Nor, again, will he be apt to ask, because one who does kindnesses to others does not usually receive them willingly, but from proper sources. His own property, for instance, he will receive, doing this not as honorable, but as necessary, that he may have somewhat to give. Neither will he be careless of his own, since it is his wish through these to help others. Indeed, nor will he give to chance people, that he may have wherewith to give to those to whom he ought at right times and on occasions, when it is honorable so to do. Again, it is a trait in the liberal man's character even to exceed very much in giving, so as to leave too little for himself, it being characteristic of such an one not to have a thought of self. Now, liberality is a term of relation to a man's means, for the liberalness depends not on the amount of what is given, but on the moral state of the giver, which gives in proportion to his means. There is then no reason why he should not be the more liberal man who gives the less amount, if he has less to give out of. Again, they are thought to be more liberal who have inherited, not acquired for themselves, their means, because in the first place they have never experienced want, and next, all people love most their own works, just as parents do, and poets. It is not easy for the liberal man to be rich, since he is neither apt to receive nor to keep, but to lavish, and values not wealth for its own sake, but with a view to giving it away. Hence it is commonly charged upon fortune that they who most deserve to be rich are least so. Yet this happens reasonably enough. It is impossible he should have wealth who does not take any care to have it, just as in any similar case. Yet he will not give to improper people, nor at wrong times, and so on, because he would not then be acting in accordance with liberality, and, if he spent upon such objects, would have nothing to spend on those on which he ought, for as I have said before, he is liberal who spends in proportion to his means and on proper objects, while he who does so in excess is prodigal. This is the reason why we never call despots prodigal, because it does not seem to be easy for them by their gifts and expenditure to go beyond their immense possessions. To sum up then, since liberality is a mean state in respect of the giving and receiving of wealth, the liberal man will give and spend on proper objects and in proper proportion, in great things and in small, alike, and all this with pleasure to himself. Also, he will receive from right sources and in right proportion, because as the virtue is a mean state in respect of both, he will do both as he ought, and in fact, upon proper giving follows the correspondent receiving, while that which is not such is contrary to it. Now those which follow one another come to coexist in the same person. Those which are contraries plainly do not. Again, should it happen to him to spend money beyond what is needful or otherwise, then is well. He will be vexed, but only moderately, and as he ought, for feeling pleasure and pain at right objects and in right manner is a property of virtue. The liberal man is also a good man to have for a partner in respect of wealth, for he can easily be wronged, since he values not wealth, and is more vexed at not spending where he ought to have done so than at spending where he ought not, and he relishes not the maxim of Simonides.